Good evening and welcome back once again to Formula Racing League. I am always the Pink Pig and we are getting ready for round 3 here at the unofficial home of Formula Racing League, Donington Park. And after spectacular rounds 1 and 2, we are really looking forward to this one. I am once again joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Dirty Derek himself. What are you looking forward to most in this race?
I am looking forward to a battle at Donington.
A what?
Battle at Donington?
Oh, battle at I thought you said a bath at Donington. I was thinking,
oh,
no, we're not going back to October again and having a bath in a muddy field in a tent somewhere.
No.
Not that happened, just to clarify.
Not together, no.
Not together. Entirely separately. Well,
Yes.
yourself and Chris. We'll delve into that in a little bit more detail later on. But a battle at Donington, that is great. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And that leaves me with just one more question. Are you ready for some furious racing action? It's rhetorical, you don't need to answer that one. The format...
I didn't think you were asking me, I thought you were just saying that in order to the people in chat. I wasn't going to answer, now you made it look like, well, don't bother answering me, it's rhetorical.
The format itself is 10 minutes of qualifying starting in roughly 4 minutes time, followed by which will set the grid for race 1, which will be a 20-minute race. Race 2 will be the grid will be set by the finishing positions in race 1, and once again a 20-minute race. And race 3 will again be a 20-minute race, but the grid will be set by the finishing positions in race 2, with the reverse grid starting at a random point between 6th and 15th. And we'll try and get that information between the race 2 and race 3. The standings, where we have it so far. So currently in 5th position is Christopher Jones on 223 points. Sergio Azario, who's got a baddie back, and unfortunately won't be racing, in 4th place on 239 points. Theodore Ivanov in 3rd place on 295 points. Had a brilliant race. Well, some absolutely fantastic races where he's looked untouchable, and then other races where he has not. He's been touched several times in naughty places. Marcin Morel was a fantastic 2-time race winner last time out at Croft, and at the untouchable Dan Davis, who is currently on your screens. The cars are once again the British touring cars. So we've got the BMW, the Cupra Leon, the Ford Focus ST, the Honda Civic, the Hyundai i30 and the mighty Toyota Corolla. What do you reckon is the best suited car to this track today?
I'm not actually sure. I know the Infiniti seems to be a strong vehicle, but does its tyres in quite quickly.
Yeah. So you just think, especially at Donington, you've got the Craner curves, which are going to stress the tyres quite heavily. You've got 4 left-hand corners, 6 right-hand corners across just under a 2-mile length track. So yeah, tyre wear is potentially going to be key, even in a short 20-minute race.
Yeah, I remember I missed last week's race, so I don't know exactly what happened there.
Yeah, I'm sure you watched I'm sure you watched the stream afterwards, though. Yeah.
Absolutely, I just still couldn't figure out what was going on. No, I remember Nico stuck in my mind from the first race where he was always doing so well, and then you could just tell the tyres were gone in that car.
He also lost a wheel in race. In race 1, 2 drivers lost wheels. But Donington Park wasn't always a hotbed for petrolheads. It was the land where the circuit is located. It was once part of Donington Hall Estate by the second Earl Moira in circa 1790. And has been owned since 1902 by the Giles Shields family. The hall was requisitioned during First World War and used as a prisoner of war camp before eventually returning to John Giles Shields. The circuit now boasts a strong race calendar with yearly visits of World Superbikes, British Superbikes, Btcc, the British GT and F3, alongside a historic festival, national racing and off-track events, including the Download Music Festival. Lap record here is held by a 57.2 second lap by Martin van Kalmholt in the Bennington 2011 F1 car. The circuit we're missing out my personal favourite parts of the track, which are the Fogarty S's, the Melbourne hairpin, and the Godaz hairpin. We go straight across Starkey Straight, turn right, and then go to Wheatcross Straight. So we're missing out that entire little.
Yeah, so it's got the chicane going the opposite direction onto the straight, right?
Yes.
Onto the finishing straight.
Yeah. So we miss off the FRL straight, which seems criminal.
Well, if we went to the touring cars instead of the GT cars, it wouldn't be the FRL straight because we would see nothing. We would find a new place to be at.
There is only one place to be at. The FRL straight.
I wish you had all figured that out before you made me walk 300 miles.
Yes, I bet that. We broke Derek during our annual visit to Donington Park for the British GTs. We broke your foot, didn't we?
No, it didn't get broken. It's just damaged the ligament. There's a little bit of what they call flex bone from the heel, I guess.
Yeah.
But I reckon that's quite normal to have that kind of injury. It's not actually classed as broken.
So it's like a stress fracture type thing. Yeah,
it's just the outermost parts of the, I guess kind of like shin splints where a wee piece flakes off and just works its way out eventually.
Yeah. But on the men now.
Like that.
Yeah. So
never stop walking on it. I've just got to be careful how I walk on it.
Indeed.
And try and rest as much as possible.
Or not walk multiple times around the circuit.
No.
So we have
high speeds.
We are just about to start qualifying. Sergio is in the chat with his baddie back saying fast date and good evening. So we are just waiting for qualifying to start, which will happen momentarily. It's about.
Oh, I thought you brought Nico in here to talk to us.
No. So drivers are coming out of the pit boxes. Remember, they cannot cross that white line until the 15-minute has started. So they are just waiting. You can see Christopher Jones in his silver Infinity in the background, and we are go for the 15 minutes, not 10 minutes of qualifying. As my PC wants to cry again by the looks of things. So anyway. So a very, very short lap here at Donington Park National, missing out about a third of the circuit, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no. It's hard to say. It's missed out most sectors. Not the whole of sector 3.
It's missing.
Sector 3 kind of starts just before you come into the straight.
Yeah, so you go through Coppice along the start. So it's between Coppice and the middle of Starkey Straight, isn't it? That's where Sector 3 normally begins. We're on board at the moment with Theodore Ivanov as we're going down Starkey Straight, and here you can see the change from what we are used to, which is the Fogarty S's. We actually turn right, then left to the start-finish straight. So we'll jump on board with Theodore for his first lap of qualifying as we go through Redgate, trying to keep that car pointing the right way, drifting right round, getting the power on before we go into Hollywood, as we now start to go through the undulation and downhill towards the old hairpin, which is slightly off camber in the braking zone and can send you off into the wall, as we then head towards Starkey's Bridge with is that drivers joining the server? Yeah, Michael Elms has popped in, so we now have 20 drivers as we now go through McLean's onto another short straight, slightly uphill. So that was the Schwarzer curve into now McLean's. Oh no, this is Coppice, sorry. Again, a great place to overstimulate your tyres and get some massive oversteer into the wall. So Theodore Ivanov set in 2 purple sectors so far, as we now go right and then left through Goddard's down the start-finish straight for a lap of Donington Park Nationals. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, but that is a decent time to start things off with a 109.7.
I was watching, I'm sitting on the passenger side of Tom Brunel's car. And you started complaining about is that someone logging in and the car was just frozen in time.
Yeah.
And when it came back, he was coming over the start-finish line, and a BMW just appeared next to him head by head, so he had to break off and lost all his momentum for that lap.
It's going back to the effing livery days, isn't it?
I don't get this on ACC, and there's no way that rFactor is a heavier duty game.
No.
It has to be optimization. That they're just falling down when they've optimized it. It has to be. Possibly using mods for this one?
Yes.
Yeah, so it could be that the mods are just not optimized enough.
So looking on board with Nico Veltman and his Infinity, 1/10 down in Sector 1. Marcin Morel has our 2-times winner last time out at Croft, has setting the pace so far in qualifying. He is about 10th and a half up on his own personal best at the moment, having a little bit of a slipstream from Nico in front, and I think Nico has moved out of the way as he heads towards the final couple of corners. Is this going to be a new fastest lap? Very early days in qualifying, only 11 minutes in, but Marcin Morel continuing his fall from last race, and indeed he does a 109.6. So that is a...
So in the first week he was just in the top 10.
Yeah.
What you're saying is since then he's put in his A game and...
Well, the last two races at Croft, he was he won and absolutely dominated the field.
That's what you like to see, someone that's constantly improving.
And the early season championship favourite, David Goodway, is not even in the top 5 at the moment.
No, he's in 6th. I think he said something about it has been working recently, so maybe not practicing quite much.
The timing boards tell a different story, but anyway.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do. Theodore Ivanov is now in provisional pole with a 109.635. Good to see the name Daniel Silver on the grid. Has been in Formula Racing League since PlayStation 5 days.
Yeah, I was going to say, was he not on the PlayStation?
Yeah, he was, Da Silva, and then moved over to PC and has now joined us in rFactor. He's also done a bit of iRanting, but it's good to see him on a real race game.
Yes, that's right, on iRacing.
So just trying to see if any drivers are going faster. So Anthony Johns is on an outlap at the moment. Dan Davis is in the pits, but he's currently in 3rd place. Federico Peragaro was one of those drivers. Was another driver who lost their tyres in race 1 last week. Nico Veltman's one was extremely hilarious because the tyre flew towards the camera.
I'm presuming the damage model's been increased then.
What? Yeah.
I remember there was wheels with the open wheel cars, but I don't imagine, unless it was a heavy impact.
I think the tyres were made out of concrete at Croft.
Oh, the tyre rolls.
Yes.
The tyre.
So on board with Marco Keddy at the moment, he is a 10th, just under a 10th and a half up through Sector 1 of Theodore Ivanov's time. So the BMW is looking very good here today. Has a little bit of a slipstream from a Honda in front as well, but is just dropping in Sector 2 a little bit of pace as we go through the third to last corner before the hairpin. McLean's, that's it. I'm trying to remember corner names.
Tudor and Dave Goodway have now
Yeah, but Marco Keddy pops himself from P11 to P8, lost 0.6 of a second due to the traffic on the final couple of corners. Jack Jeffries, a name which It's a new name to Formula Racing League. As he crosses the line, and that pops in P5. Again, lost 0.3 of a second in that final sector.
How's Dan Davies been doing? He's been up there in the top 5 when I was here.
Yeah,
continue that on Croft?
He did. So he was there or thereabouts, still leading the championship by a good number of points. I'm just trying to have a look.
One sitting spun at the last corner.
So he is leading the championship by approximately 50 points at the moment. So he's on exactly 50 points. He's on 362 points to his nearest challenger, which is Marcin Morel on 312. So he needs to carry on that form for this race to be able to keep a very good lead. And don't forget, we still have multiple rounds left of this championship. We are only on round 3, so we've done Brands Hatch Indy, we've done Croft, we're at Donington Park National. Next week we go to Knockhill, and then the final round will be at Alton Park. So we still have 3 rounds. That's 9 races remaining of this championship. There's still all to play for.
Alton Park and Donington.
Alton
Fond memories. Donington was first place, and then Alton Park was the second.
Yes, I think it was. No, I only managed to get podium in Alton Park.
No, you got first place because you were first. Somebody was second. I can't remember who, and I got third.
Kevin may have been.
No, but he ended up running out of fuel. That's what gave me third.
Ah, right, okay. So
I think it was Robin Dobbin.
Yes.
Did that race.
Yeah, or was it the Argentinian guy? I can't remember his name. But Jack Jeffries is now leading the qualifying with a 109.6. Yes. So that's put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Hundreds ahead.
So just joined in on the server is J Mac and Mark Stewart, the Spider Monkey, are in this race. So we have a 22 car grid at the moment, which is pretty nice to see, to be honest. Harrison Williams, we spoke to between race 2 and race 3 last time out, is currently in 5th place in his Toyota Corolla.
The first 6 people are less than a second from each other.
Well, less than a tenth, just over a tenth of a second. The top 6 is, it's separated. Dan Davis is potentially going to go faster. He set a purple sector 1. His sector 2 is just under half a tenth slower, and his sector 3 was 300 slower. So lost a little bit of time, but has moved up to P2. As Dave Goodway now manages to pop himself into P1 with a 109.5. So that lack of practice is really holding him back, isn't it?
He was really upset. He's been listening to the stream and he has to say something about down in 6.
Yeah, saying his timing board, the practice timing boards don't lie. Anyone going currently faster? So Dave Goodway's gone through sector 1. He's 3/10 off. Jack Jeffries is on an outlap. Dan Davis is coming out of the pits. Theodore Ivanov is going quicker at the moment, so we will stay on board with Theodore Ivanov as he takes on the last 2 corners. We got one more right and one more left to go. Currently 3/10 up on the fastest lap so far. No traffic holding Theodore back. 3 minutes left, manages to pop in a 109.1. That is our provisional pole position lap at the moment. That is a cracking effort, Theodore. Yeah, so Dave Goodway is just crossing the line. This is going to be 7/8 tenths slower than Theodore's time of 110.2, but I'm sure he's going to be digging deep on this lap, and we will try and keep an eye on Dave Goodway as we go through sector 1. Down the hill through Hollywood. I always love this track, that flow through the Craner curves. It's challenging, but it's brilliant. If you hook it up, you just feel great. Dave Goodway is 0.3 of a second slower in sector 1. Jack Jeffries is just trying to eke himself a little bit of space. Dan Davis is just starting another hot lap now. Marcin Morel in the pits. Daniel Silva is 1/10 slower through sector 1. Keddy is in the pits. Then we got Anthony Johns in 8th position. just going through Sector 1 now in those Craner curves once more. I think this is the biggest grid we've had on as well in BTCC this season.
I think so, yeah.
And Sergio, you're letting us down by not being here with his baddie bag.
I'm feeling a wee bit let down by Teddy as well. I guess he thinks still be having flashbacks to his PC problems over the weekend.
So, any of you who didn't tune in to the 24 Hours to Suzuka, first of all, why didn't you? Everyone else did. And secondly, Marco decided to put his PC on auto updates for the race and then got disconnected twice in the first hour, which cost his team. So Theodore's in the pits. Daniel Silva has managed to pop himself into P2. Dave Goodway is now going through Sector 1, a 10th slower than Theodore's time. Jack Jeffries isn't setting the timing boards alight just yet. Dan Davis is the car in front of him and again is around 0.7 of a second slower than what he would like to be. Well, that last sector was 5.5 seconds slower than what he would like to be. So I assume he is gearing up for another hot lap. So we will stay with Dan Davis now as we go down the hill once more. This track I always find is an absolute beautiful place to be able to watch racing. You've got the cars up on the left hand side. Up on the top of the hill you've got the most expensive burger van in the world on the right hand side. You have a toilet just on the left here as well, bringing it across to the right hand side. Another beautiful place on the left where you can watch the aircraft fly over your head, and there's also another toilet there too. Through the next right-hander, you've got the, it used to be the British Motoring Museum or something on the left-hand side. Now I think it's a car auctions. As we see the FRL straight on the left-hand side as well as we go through the Fogarty S's, or the opposite Fogarty S's, down the start-finish straight. That's not going to be a quicker lap from Dan, so we'll jump away. Dave Goodway has managed to pop himself.
He was a lot faster, but he's got stuck in traffic now. I think that's the comment. He had a purple sector and he's just got stuck behind that car and gone down.
It's Rudolph by the looks of things as well.
Rudolph.
Yeah, so, and he's going to be stuck behind Rudolph as well as he starts another lap. I'm not sure that's going to give him enough opportunity. Theodore's in the pits, so we will join Dave Goodway for another lap, but I think that traffic's going to catch him. No, Rudolph has literally disappeared off the track. So Dave Goodway, we jumped on board with him for his fastest lap at Brands Hatch Indy. Let's see if we can manage to do that again. But currently Theodore's in first place, Dave Goodway in second, Silva in third, Jack Jeffries in fourth, Dan Davis in fifth, Martin Morell is in sixth, Harrison Williams seventh, Anthony Johns eighth, Marco Keddy ninth, Federico Peragaro in 10th, Nico Veltman 11th, Rudolph in 12th, Louis in 13th, Spider-Man Dave Goodway has indeed ruined it. So Jack Jeffries, where are you, Jack? Jack is just gone across. Well, he's finished his laps. Dan Davis has finished this as well. I think we got Stefan is.
Duncombe and Mac are all out still.
I think that, yeah, I don't think they are setting laps. Surely they couldn't.
Duncombe set a lap. He's just coming up to the final sector.
Yeah, we got J Mac is the car in front of Stefan, but J Mac's just run wide. Stefan has managed to get through without any issues. Currently 1.9 second down on the best times, but if he carries this gap, he's going to jump up to 13th place. So Stefan now going through the final two corners, or the opposite Fogarty S's, as I'm going to refer to them, through Goddard's onto did he just press escape mid-corner as well?
No, I think because he was the last car on track that was still running, it automatically took it to the next session.
Okay, so we got Martin Solodowski in 21st, Alan Brown in 20th, J Mac 19th, Stefan Duncombe in 18th, Tom Brunel in 17th, James Haskell will be disappointed with that in 16th, Chris Jones will probably also be disappointed in 15th, Spider Monkey Mark Jones in 14th, Louis in 13th, Rudolph, who led for periods of time, in 12th position, Nico Veltman in 11th, Federico Paragaro in 10th, Marco Keddy 9th, Johns in 8th, Williams in 7th, Marcin Morel in 6th, then Dan Davis in 5th, Jack Jeffries in 4th, Daniel Silva in 3rd, Dave Goodway in 2nd, with Theodore Ivanov at the top of the tree. Drivers will be coming back out on track momentarily ahead of race 1. We have a short practice session for 4 minutes. That was... I don't know. That was an interesting quali. I think a couple of surprise names in the top 10, would you say?
Well, it's hard to say. Daniel Silva, this is his first race, isn't it?
It's the first race he's managed to get into the server for, yes.
Yeah, but we know he's fast, so I mean, that's not a surprise to me. Jack Jeffries, he was up there as well, was he not?
He's in 4th place, yeah.
Yeah, Dan Davies. Usain Morel was doing well last week, so you'd expect him to do well. The only surprise to me at the moment is that Keddy wasn't further up, and that Nico Veltman wasn't further up. Other than that, I didn't have a big surprise about who was on top.
Trying to figure out if I've managed to mute myself or not, but I didn't.
No, we heard you cough.
Yeah, that's fine.
Darth Vapor.
Yeah, Darth Vapor. James, the Pink Pig, sponsored by Zeus Juice, vape juice by the looks of things. Check in the post, please.
As much as you smoke, we could probably give you a sponsorship of 1 bottle a year, and you'd be super pleased with it.
I don't... The issue I've got is I live in a shed in the garden. I have a house as well, by the way.
I live in a shed.
Whereas when I did all this at the computer desk in the house, I used to have to go to the back door to vape. Now I live in a shed in the garden. I don't have to, and I can just vape away.
Yeah.
Let's talk about...
Take advantage of it, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have to...
You know, I have this vision in my head. I know it's not true, but I do like the vision that I have in my head of you living in a 6-bedroom mansion, but you actually spend all your time in the shed.
Basically, yeah. No, it's not a 6-bedroom mansion. It's
I know it's not, but it's just the vision I like to have in my head. You've got this massive house with all these rooms, but you'd rather sit in the shed.
Do you know what? I probably would rather sit in the shed. Just because it's... Nobody can tell me what to tidy up. Nobody can tell me if it smells of fart. Nobody can... It doesn't matter. It's mine.
Well, not until the wife's laptop doesn't work, Jess.
Yes, yeah. She came. She had to work. She had to. What did she have to do? She had to do a speed awareness course. That was it, and she had to.
Definitely aware of the mess that you left.
Yeah. So she tried a work laptop. That didn't work. She tried the tablet. That didn't work. She tried a phone. That didn't work. So she said, "Oh, can I use your computer, please?" I was like, "Yeah, fine." She said, "How do you work with all that stuff all over your desk? And can you please take your crisp packets into the house?" That was the polite.
That's MySpace.
Yeah, that was the polite version of the conversation, anyway. Donington Park. Last month, it was very wet, wasn't it?
It was a bit, yeah. Well, let's put it this way: we arrived on the Thursday, and by the time we woke up Friday morning, all roads to Donington were blocked off because flood had set one. which happened to be the one that you guys all got detailed into. Across the broken bridge.
Yes, across the broken bridge indeed.
I swear, I think they would have closed that bridge down had it not been for the fact that every other road was closed down.
Yeah.
Because that bridge looks a bit upset.
Yeah. So Well, the story of the day was I worked the morning of the Friday. I'd planned to drive up in the afternoon. There was a message in the Discord. Sorry, I don't think I can make it up. So I was like, well, where are you? He's like, oh, Bristol. So I was like, right, okay. We'll drive up together. I'll pick you up. So picked him up.
Who are we talking about?
Mark. I wasn't going to share the name. I was going to allow him to be anonymous. So Mark and I drove up. We got caught in all the traffic, horrendous rain, and then we were greeted by closed off roads. And Derek also trying to phone me on my phone, which was also my sat nav at the time. So I dismissed you pretty quickly.
yeah, I'm checking to make sure you're still alive and okay, and not had any problems.
Yep, no, I didn't want to speak to you. So which we had to drive through 2 rivers. Going off the road. Your tent got flooded on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's partially also because Christopher parked the front door uphill. So we had to spin the tent the next day in the pissing rain.
Yeah, so answers on a postcard. You have your tent. You're on a slight slope. Do you A, point your tent down the slope, so the front is at the bottom of the slope, or B, point your tent up the slope, so all the water runs into your tent? There we go.
Well, the thing was, I guess, it's not entirely wrong, but there's a compromise in between. So he had been told, and he was sticking definitely by it, you always point the front door away from the wind. Right? So I understand that concept, but you don't point it away from the wind and point it to where the river's coming from.
No.
But yeah, so it got put up. We had a discussion about it, and we went his way. And the next day, we went looking for a hotel, but the hotels were full.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you decided that you were just going to stay with us.
No, well, we at the very first point in the morning, we were getting a hotel because Christopher's clothes were in the tent. Right. They were all flooded. I was clever enough to put mine in the car.
We have an interesting glitch. There's a couple of DNFs. The lights have gone green, and I am trying to figure out why there are so many.
DNFs.
Yeah, we've got
6 DNFs.
We've got Jeff. We've got
7 DNFs.
Yeah. So I got a funny feeling we may be restarting soon, but meanwhile we will.
One of those DNFs, Tom, and he's not going to stop with that. But I'll stop.
Yeah, they are all indeed stopping. Well, Theodore's stopping, and we have Daniel Silver currently leading the way, who has now eased off the throttle. So I've got a pretty good feeling we're going to be under a red flag, and we will be starting.
DNS just now, Keddy, Alan Brown, James.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling something has gone wrong, and we will. Hopefully.
Well, no, now I'm thinking on it. These are all the people coming back to the pits, aren't they?
Yes. So we've got Mark Stewart, who's leading this first Formula 1 FRL race, and we will give him his moment in the sun that he deserves.
Yeah, no, it looks like there was a lot of people out of position.
Yeah.
Because Mark was 16th, 15th. And he's jumped all the way up the first corner, so maybe that's where the DNS came from, with everybody being way out of position.
It was just about to lead his first lap there, and inadvertently has been ported back to the pits. So I've got a funny feeling that something went wrong, which I am sure they are trying to fix it. So I'm just going to pop you not onto that one. I'm going to pop you onto this screen. With no music on, whilst we wait further information from the administrators. So, anyway, that was an exciting start to race number 1.
Let's hope they still have the results from qualifying.
Yeah, in fairness, Tom has a download each time a session finishes. So we have we have a full week of racing. So tomorrow night we do the Donkey Kong Mountain Run at Bathurst on ACC. We're just recovering from the 24 hours at Suzuka, and then go on to Zandvoort in 12 days time. We have the late night season 5, which will be on Watkins Glen this week, the same as the Pure Sim Gear Masters season 11 will go for a 90-minute race round Watkins Glen. The rookies have 2 times 30-minute races with no stops, and then you got the Pure Sim Gear Super Sprint on PlayStation 5. It does look as though we do have some servers running once more, but we're not yet in a position to start the grid.
Okay, so the new iRacing rFactor release.
Yeah.
Takes all the warm up as the standings for the grid as well. So that's why everything got changed around.
Ah, right. Okay, so they've used the practice session in between qualifying and race.
Yes.
I
guess there will not be allowed any practice session or going out in the warm up sessions. Because we need the practice session to get the grid sorted on later stages.
No, it's mainly due to if there is any disconnected drivers for between qualifying and race. If there are any disconnected drivers between qualifying and race, then it gives them an opportunity to get back into the server before the race. So that's why that process is in place. That there is a warm up between race 1 and 2, and between 2 and 3, to allow the administrators to set the grid for those respective races, which is what usually happens. So we will wait and see if what is happening. So don't want that screen up. Sorry, I'm fiddling with things in the background.
Yeah, so that's showing you getting.
So we've got drivers coming back in. We've got a 2-minute warm up by the looks of things. Before, well, we've got
thankfully nobody's gone out this time.
Yeah, okay, that's good news. Right, okay, so let's get this screen back up again, and we can go to this screen, and we have, as you can see, we do have a server that is live, which is
all the grid positions are correct now. They've been set by administrators.
Okay, so let's go onto that screen. Right, okay, all sent to try and test us. We obviously had a relatively hitch-free. Oh, someone's coming out of the pits. Someone's coming out of the pits. 2 drivers are coming out of the pits. So we had a relatively hitch-free 24 hours of Suzuka. So now this one is obviously trying to test us a little bit more. So as drivers are now on the grid once more.
Tom kicked it forward when he saw the driver going out. Nope.
Nope, not happening, not happening. So we will wait the drivers to form back on the grid, ready to go again for race 1. We will get there eventually, ladies and gentlemen. So,
well, see that it's broken again now. Why is Alan Brown in first place?
And Daniel Silva second, Tom Brunel third. It looks like there's a. Then Alan Palmer's in 22nd, Dave Goodway's in 15th.
Yeah. Tudorf back in 19th. It's all going to pot again.
Yeah, Theodore's now DNF, Martin Morales now DNF, Dan Davis is now DNF'd. Yeah. I think it's just important to be understanding of the fact that there was kind of a big update. They've moved the beta version to alpha version today.
Yeah, they've broken it, I guess.
No, I don't think they've broken it. It's just trying to understand what's gone on.
People, from what I'm reading in the chat, what's happening is that people getting DNF are not able to get into the car, period.
Yeah, and
so the server's just gone down again.
Yeah, server has gone down again. We will Yeah, because Dan Davis, Theodore Ivanov, J Mac, and Louis all got disqualified. So we will go back to this screen whilst we await and see what happens with the server. If you are watching, thank you for being patient. But also, while you're here, why not give us a bit of a like of the stream and a subscribe as well. Interestingly, I saw a few people dislike the stream last week, so I almost cried.
You got some dislikes?
I
I've never
did.
seen that before. Ah, that's actually quite cool.
Cruel or
You should-
cool?
Cool. No, you should take that. It means that someone listened long enough to. It was your wife. Kept on hearing you talking. I shouldn't say that. That's mean.
It's mean, but probably true. Probably true. So I can't enter my car, not working. I'm spectating to online server messed up. Right. So I'm just reading what's happening in the chats. We do have a server up once again. So we are aiming to try and be as patient as possible. Just have a look at the track temperature. It's 5 degrees Celsius.
Jeez. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's too cold to run right.
Maybe indeed. So we are up again by the looks of things.
So, be interesting to see. It's got Alan Brown up front again. So the last time around, it seemed to revert it back to how they entered the server.
Yeah, I think that's the case unless Tom's able to set the
Yeah,
grid.
so
But
it's set the grid. I'm sitting looking here. It says server Tom Brunel moved to position 18 on the grid by administrator. Stefan Decom moved to position 19 on the grid. So I mean, it set everything to what I remember. Looks like he's set it all again, but no, he's not set it yet. It's very strange.
well, he's got just over a minute to be able to do it as well. So
Yeah, but well, as you said, it doesn't take him long to get it done. It's just making sure that it's correct. So he needs to wait till everyone's in. There's only 19 people into the server. So he needs all 22 people in to get it right.
So just trying to figure out from that list who is potentially missing. I see a Dave Goodway. I don't see a Theodore Ivanov. I don't see an Elms. There's two names I can pick off, and there's one more, which is Marcin, I think it is. Might be missing from that list as well. So yeah, I appreciate none of you guys can see what's going on at the moment, so we'll give you a lovely view of the grid at the moment as it stands, and we will wait with bated breath and hope and pray Theodore manages to get back in the server in the next 15. He's back in. That's good news. So Theodore is back in his pit box, and we have.
Alan Brown has been removed from the server. Game server is not receiving updates.
There we go. So Alan's been removed for one reason or another. So qualifying has finished once again.
So Brown, Matt,
Stefan Duncombe as well is possibly one of them. Oh no, he's in third.
He's in third.
There was a guy called there was another Marcin Malatowski who was in there. He's not in there at the moment. Yeah. And I think I said another Alan Brown's obviously gone as well. And Michael Elms brought it up to 22.
Hopefully we get it right. Hopefully, not we get it right. Hopefully it works this time. Third time's got the charm, I'm sure. There's Barrel left the race now. So he's had to go away and come back. Chris Jones has left the race.
Yeah. This is not.
They're all leaving.
boding well. We've got a 5-minute session once more, and I don't. There looks like there's some connection issues.
Certainly.
Yeah, because we've got
Yeah,
half.
they've gone to the grid with 7 people, so that means that the people that were and they can't join the race now. They'll be spectating and come back in. Tom says the server is not listening to commands. It's an AI server, it's decided to do its own thing.
Currently, it's not looking good for these drivers, is it? Well, we had Formula 1 where we had the drain cover being removed. Now we have rFactor where the server's gone rogue.
Oh, yeah, but ours is a lot more important than F1.
But meanwhile, Jack Jeffries has managed to get
that
away
boy?
from the grid. He's going sideways. He's going to take on the first turn all by himself. Nobody else is anywhere near him. It's Daniel Silva, sorry.
Silva, he's going for a...
He's going for... Oh, he spun! He spun!
Oh, no! Bit of excitement to keep the fans interested.
Indeed. And he's now doing donuts, so well done, Daniel Silva. May as well have a little bit of fun whilst it's going. Yeah. Theodore Ivanov is just pulling away on the grid as well.
Haskell's now in the lead.
Oh, Haskell's in the lead. He's going for it. He's actually going for it as well.
Going for it.
Yeah, as we join him going down towards the Craner curves into the right-hander. Is he going to grasp as much curb as he needs to? Drifting across the left-hand side of the track. Under Starkey's bridge, he's eased off. Oh.
Yeah, he's decided if it goes to a red flag permanently, he's taking first place.
Oh, is he gonna go again? Yeah, he is. He's put the throttle down and he's just gone straight on.
The server's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, the server's gone completely. It's been totally shut down this time. So, I'm thinking that might be a postponement. We'll need to go over and talk to Tom, find out. Do you want me to go do it?
Yes, please, sir.
Right, find out the phone and Tom. I'll be back.
Hasta la vista. Well, it's all sent to try us, isn't it? We will obviously try and be as patient as possible, and hopefully the drivers will be too, and yourselves as spectators will be patient in waiting for whatever comes next. There's a Btcc 90s server up at Cadwell Park currently, but no race at Donington Park.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going for one more try. Close server restart and start with a fresh outlook. And see if it works. If it doesn't work this time, then that'll be us calling it a day.
Yeah, then we'll have to postpone it. Just, I think it's really important to understand there has been a big update from the beta version has now been forced to be installed on all our machines, so on all our games. So yeah, there's just some teething issues to get used to once more. So yeah, thank you for your patience for everyone. But yeah, we're going to give it one more go, and if that fails, then unfortunately we'll have to postpone round 3 and look to moving it towards the end of the season. So Alton Park won't be the last race.
Yeah. I'm glad Keddy is a pilot.
Why?
Because, well, he wouldn't make a very good lawyer. He's murmuring on about lawsuits. We should sue them.
Sue who?
rFactor.
Oh, right, okay. What, for the loss of income from this race?
Loss of being able to race. Not even any income. He doesn't care about that. He just wants to race.
Just want to go fast.
Yeah.
I don't see a server up as yet. You?
Yeah, I'm going into it.
Oh.
You have to refresh.
I did.
The screen.
I did refresh. So. L. BTC round 3. So we will attempt. I will attempt to join to said server.
I'm already in.
I'm in as a car.
Oh no!
I'm
You've
gonna
got the
race.
wrong. You've joined instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna race.
I want to see what your name comes up.
Yeah, it will do.
That seems a lot nicer entry. When I entered the last time, there was a car stuck on screen for about half an hour. Well, everybody loaded in. This one brought me straight in. I was loading in quickly. That could be a good sign.
It could be a good sign, but currently I've got a black screen.
Oh, well, we've all made it, and you've not.
Yeah. So
Now, do you guys remember radio? This will be a radio comms instead of radio comms.
I don't think any of these guys are old enough to remember transistor
No,
radios, to be honest.
I remember sitting listening to football before football was allowed to be played on telly. It used
Yep.
to be.
You used to get the Scottish Cup final or the FA Cup final. It was the only game you got to watch live on telly, or the World Cup final. I'm not that old, but yeah, I remember it. I remember talk of it.
Oh, you remember it because it was right about
I'm
the
not
time
that old, I'll repeat.
Born. You're not. I'm not that old. I remember it.
So hopefully we've got a bit of a gap. Although Tom will probably be wanting to try and start this race as soon as possible. Hopefully we do have a little bit of a gap between
a lot of time
this happening and me getting in.
Right, that's
currently I have a black screen on my other window. So
we have 15 people that have rejoined.
Is there any timings or anything like that at the moment for when servers go up, or?
Server's up. The grid's been set.
Derek, you alive?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Have I lost Discord as well?
Uh-oh, James has lost everything. Oh no.
No, I'm here, but I can't hear Derek. Great.
I wonder if they can hear me on stream. Can you hear me on stream? And you can hear me on stream, so that's a good thing.
So, bear with me, I'll pop you on holding screen.
Right, so James is going to put you on a hold screen. I don't know if you can hear him. I can hear him. Oh, it's been a proud night for mistakes and errors.
So I think I am back in. However, the grid looks bizarre because we got Brunel, Davis, Goodway, Veltman, Perugaro. So I don't think whatever was happening has worked, unfortunately. And then we've got a bunch of DNFs. So I will hopefully get a bit of an update, but whatever has happened does not seem to have worked or helped. As the drivers are having a little bit of battle. I've lost all car noise, so I hope you can hear me. But Brunel, Perugaro, Davis, Goodway, John says it looked like Brunel ran wide. We've got Chris Jones at the rear of the grid going down the Craner curves, but whatever has happened or was meant to happen has not worked out. But Perugaro currently leads the way from Davis, from Johns, from Goodway, from Jones, and Brunel's at the rear. Right, okay, so I've just had some news from the admin team, and the race unfortunately will be postponed. The server doesn't want to keep the grid set from qualifying to race, and it puts every entry after P9 in as a spectator. So unfortunately we will not be racing this evening, which is a shame. As we were all looking forward to that, but stay tuned for any announcements of when this race will take place. I imagine it'll be put to the last race of the calendar, so if we have a quick look at that before we go. So currently we have Donington Park now, then we have Knock Hill on the 28th, Alton Park on the 5th, so I imagine the 12th will be the Donington Park rerun, or alternatively we could do a Knock Hill and Donington Park doubleheader, or Donington Park, Alton Park doubleheader. Or please make sure you stay tuned, and thank you for remaining patient with us. We will be back, hopefully, and we will be back stronger. Best of luck for the week.